Okay, so to continue on about how to use the food sub calculator, I get questions a lot about what is considered a good sub. And there are times that clients will send in, specs or nutritional information on a product that I'll say, that's not really a good carb sub. One in particular is these low carb tortillas or wraps. Because when you're subbing a tortilla for, say, you're subbing it out, in replacing your potatoes, you're going to notice the protein's a lot higher. Again, on occasion, these are okay, but you want to see in the calculator how different the numbers are. So I'm going to have you come around here and I'm going to show. Okay, so let's say that you have potatoes on your plan. We've got 125. And I'm going to go sub it with Trader Joe's reduced carb whole wheat tortillas. And we'll just see with this one. So you're going to see here, because we always have calories are always going to override everything. But if you notice, the russet potatoes have almost 22 grams of carbs, but the reduced carb whole wheat tortilla only has 11.6. Now on occasion, again, is this okay? Sure. However, if you're doing this day after day and you're always subbing out a tortilla for your potatoes, you're shorting yourself, 10 grams of carbs at each time you do this, and that adds up over time, which is, important to be telling your coach, if you're working with LBC or MMT, hey, I'm not using the potatoes anymore, or can I add in the tortilla to my plan, especially if you're wanting to use it on a regular basis. That's one good example. Another good example for a protein would be, let's say that you have chicken on your plan and you want to sub it, and you decide that you're going to have, let's see, salmon. Now you're going to notice, again, the calories match up, but look at how different the protein is on these two. You go from 31.5 grams of protein to only, a little under 17 grams of protein. So you definitely don't want that. This would not be considered a good sub. It is in the calculator because salmon is under the protein, so legally, technically, yes, you can go sub that, but I wouldn't recommend it. For protein powders, or let's say you have a recipe, I get this a lot, and your plan calls for 6 egg whites, 40 grams of oats, and a serving of fruit. Okay, so let's say that my recipe calls for some protein powder in it, but my plan has 6 egg whites, so I'm going to put egg whites in here, and I'm going to just sub out 3 of them, and I have Truteen. So I'm going to hit sub, and I know that with 3 egg whites, I'll get 12.43 grams of the Truteen to sub into the plan. Now let's say you get a new protein powder, and you have your amounts of, let's say, you've been using GNC amplified whey-bolic, okay, and your plan calls for 35 grams. Well, and let's say you just bought the new Truteen. Well, you can go in here and click that, and this tells you for your 35 grams of the GNC, you now get 36.66 grams of the Truteen. That way, if you have multiple protein powders in your house like me, you can, sub out the different ones and get the exact amount. And that's it.